is stillness the same as presence? Not exactly. They're very close, and they're both crucial, but they're not exactly the same. I think I would say, and don't quote me semantically. I mean, this is not the origin of the word or the dictionary definition of the word, but from a felt sense, I would say stillness is the how and the where, and presence is the what. So if we're talking about experiencing divinity, if we're talking about experiencing the presence of God in our lives, inside ourselves, in others, if we're talking about experiencing the truth, the oneness, whatever words we may use for that highest goal that we're all moving toward with the layers that we're pulling back, I would say we become still you can't experience presence if you're not still. We know that. We know that when we're moving around, and this moving, of course, by the way, is all in the mind. It's not the body. The body could absolutely be moving. The body could be jogging in place. The body could be grocery shopping or driving or doing any one of 100 other things. It's not the body, it's the mind. And if you ever doubt that, sit down to meditate. And what you know is that which keeps you from being fully present continuously. It's clearly not the body. The body's in one place. It's not the senses. Your eyes are closed. Presumably you've chosen a relatively quiet place, or you've got, some chanting going on, or earplugs in, or whatever it may be. But what keeps us from experiencing the present, as well as the capital P, presence, is the movement of our own minds. And so the very first thing, we need stillness. So that's the how. But stillness is also, interestingly, I have found on a personal level, again, this isn't a dictionary semantic definition, but I've experienced stillness not just as a how, I've experienced it as a where. Meaning, when I experienced silence for the first time, real silence, not just silence of the senses, not just a lack of sound outside, but a real inner silence, it felt to me like I had reached not just a state, but a place of silence. That there actually was an experience of a place into which I had come. Now, of course, the place was in my mind, the way that the noise is in my mind. But I would say stillness is how and where we experience, or we open ourselves up to the possibility of experiencing that presence, the capital P presence of the divine, of oneness, of truth. It also, if you say just the lowercase p presence, so as in just the present moment, well, I still have to be still. Because when my mind is moving, it's either in the past or the future. That's what the mind does. That's where the mind goes. It goes to the past, anywhere ranging from 60 years to 5 minutes ago. Oh my God, I shouldn't have eaten that. Or, oh my God, my mother, my father, so we do the whole spectrum, but it's the past or it's the future. Again, 3 minutes from now? When am I going to get dinner? Or decades from now? What's going to happen to me when? Will I ever? That's what the mind does. And so in order to experience the present also, which all of our spiritual traditions, this is not just the Indian, Hindu, Vedic spiritual tradition, but all of the spiritual traditions, all of the mystical or meditative traditions I know of, emphasize being in the present. They may use different words, they may describe it in a different way, but they all talk about the be here now-ness and the importance of that. So, yes, so we need stillness. This is why we meditate. It's why we focus on our breath. It's why we chant mantras. It's why we do yogasanas. It's why we do seva. It's why we do so many of our spiritual practices, that while our bodies may be in motion, the mind is able to be still. And into that stillness, again, of mind, not body, comes the presence. And again, whether we say grace or the universe or God or oneness or truth, it doesn't matter. Consciousness, whatever. But that's the what that we experience in stillness.